Hello everybody, this is the Daydreamer with Daydreams and Nightmares, and it is time for another welcome to my Collection Wednesdays. We are going to show off two more books from Valiant. We have, as you can see in the background, Turok, the Dinosaur Hunter, and Ninjak. Two of the later additions to the Valiant world, at least in the first volumes back in the early 90s when they were cranking out books and characters and things like that. Both Ninjak and Turok were later additions than your more mainstream Valiant characters of the time. And a lot of the characters that I've shown so far seem to revolve around teams, and these are two characters that basically carried their own solo titles. I am going to start with Ninjak, which you see here, and I got it kind of slightly tilted to the side because that chromium cover has a lot of glare on it. You're looking at Ninjak number 1, and I have, I think, like 5 copies of this. So I don't really have many Ninjak books, but anyway, the Ninjak here ran from 1994 to 1997. There were 26 issues in the run. I stopped collecting in the mid-90s, so I only really got on board for the first 3 books of this. Let me see. First appearance of Ninjak himself was in Bloodshot, Volume 1, Number 6. This was created by Joe Quesada and Mark Moriarty. The alter ego of Ninjak, the secret identity, is Colin King. Grew up as a kid with a father that was a spy for the British government, and he grew up in the Orient. And when his father passed, he was looking for revenge and wound up training in the secret arts of the ninja. He's not a superhero per se. He is just very well trained in martial arts and combat and explosives and espionage. Just an all-around badass, regular human being. The first book you see here, or not, in the case of both of these, usually the art on Ninjak, at least in the early goings, was both art was by Joe Quesada and the script was by Mark Moriarty. Like I said, I only have the first 3 books of this run. The first book in this Ninjak was done in a chromium cover, and I got one in the background here too, and I have several. Like I said, I believe I have 5 total copies of this first one, so this might wind up in a giveaway at some point or in somebody's box, since I have so many of them. Ninjak number 2. And supposedly, there's supposed to be a secret message or secret code or secret text in this somewhere. I haven't done any looking to see where that may be hiding. And then the third book is Ninjak number 3. Beautiful covers. Like this work, the work of Joe Quesada. But that is it. I only have the 3 books. I have multiples of the number 1. But I only have one of each of the 2 and 3, which means I'm 40. What is it? Oh, 26 books. So I'm 23 books short in this collection as well. Now, besides Ninjak, I was going to show off Turok. I found this really kind of interesting when I was looking into Turok. I recently picked up a book from a antique shop, which was Turok, Son of Stone. I didn't realize that he had such a long history in comics. going all the way back to the golden age of comics. Um, he first appeared in 1954 in Four Colors Comics. He got his own title as Turok Son of Stone with Gold Key Comics in 1956, and that ran all the way until 1982, which I think is around the date of that comic book that I picked up. And then he made his first appearance with Valiant in Magnus Robot Fighter number 12. The interesting thing is he is also not your average superhero, just a normal human being used to living in a very savage world. He's an 18th century Native American who lived in basically a lost world, a isolated valley that's full of demons, dinosaurs, and aliens that all exist in that same existence that he has. So he's had to learn to survive in those kind of environments. He is a hunter, and as most comic book creators enjoy doing, they enjoy messing with time and space. Basically, they've taken Turok out of his environment with an anomaly, time anomaly, and have taken him out of that lost valley and then thrown him. Well, first of all, they threw him into the future where he met Magnus, and then he's finding himself in this modern world as well throughout these different stories that he's being tossed in as well. I have one in the background in this one here as well. I have a couple copies of number 1. This is also done in a chromium as well. The center picture here is done that way as well for Turok number 1. In this very first book, I also have appearances of Magnus, Exo, Rai, Armored Sure and Armstrong, and Shadow Man all making cameos in the story. So basically, he's getting introduced to the Valiant world himself. Cover art here is done by Bart Sears and Randy Elliott, and the story is done by David Michelini. Turok number 2. Cover art here is done by Bart Sears, Randy Elliott, and Bernard Chang. Story once again done by David Michelini. I believe I've got, there we are, number 3. Cover art here is done by Bernard Chang and Randy Elliott. Once again, David Michelini doing the story. Turok number 4. Now you have the next story arc, which is issues 4, 5, and 6. All the covers are done by Rags Morales and Randy Elliott, and then Timothy Truman is now doing the stories for for the next 6 books, the next 2 story arcs. You have Timothy Truman doing stories. That's number 4. Number 5. It's again Rags Morales and Randy Elliott doing covers for these 3, which are all part of a story arc. And then book number 7 starts a... We're into duplicates now. Number 6. Here we go. Number 7. 8 and 9 are all part of another story arc. Timothy Truman not only is doing the writing on this, he's doing the drawing on the cover and inside, also doing the story, along with Sam Glanzman also doing art on the cover here and inside. Number 7. Got a couple copies of that. Number 8. And number 9. And that would finish up that story arc. And then the next story arc is 10 through 12, which is written by Mike Barron, and cover art is done by Rags Morales and Randy Elliott on these next three. I don't know if I mentioned, this series started in 1993. There were 47 issues of the Turok the Dinosaur Hunter. I only have the first 12, so I have about a quarter of this collection. But once again, this was a later starting issue, 93. By 95, I had stopped collecting, so I didn't collect the rest of them. The second and third part of the third of the collection. Anyway, that's 10. Turok the Dinosaur Hunter number 11. And Turok the Dinosaur Hunter number 12. That is my entire collection of Ninjak and Turok the Dinosaur Hunter. Hope you enjoyed. I enjoy showing off some of these older issues. Get a little bit of nostalgia. See some old covers people haven't seen in a while, or maybe have never seen. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, hit like, subscribe if you want to watch more. Feel free to leave any feedback or comments down below, and thank you for watching.